Good morning. Welcome to the Community for Conscious Living weekly live broadcast. Today is Sunday, November 26th of 2023. The Community for Conscious Living is a community dedicated to personal transformation for universal harmony, healing the planet by making inspired changes in ourselves and in our daily lives that create a sustainable environment in a peaceful world. Our topic today is creating the season you want. We have a special guest with us today, Teresa Velardi. Teresa is author of The Daily Gift of Gratitude. She is host of a podcast, a weekly show that is Conversations That Make a Difference. She's a beautiful human being, and I love Teresa that she attracts people to her that are doing really powerful, meaningful things in the world, things that really do make a difference. And that is one of the things that attracted me to her. I love the work that she does. I'm excited to have her share with us today. She's going to share with us how gratitude can be a pathway to peace and fulfillment. So going into this holiday season, it's really important because we can get caught up in a lot of things that really take us out of that holiday spirit. So she's going to give us some beautiful teachings and tips about that. So without further ado, Teresa, welcome. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Deborah. I'm really excited to be here with you this morning.
I am so excited to have you, and I'm excited for what you're going to be sharing with us. So, Teresa, can I ask you how you got into doing the work that you're doing, just as an introduction to our community here?
Yeah, sure. So I have always been someone who journals. Every morning I sit down with my pen and my paper, or my pen and my journal. I find pretty little journals, and I suggest that you do that for yourself. It's something that draws me close to spirit, to God, to higher power, whatever you call your conscious, however you see God in your life. You're going to hear me say God a lot. Translate it, please, to however you believe. Okay, so
Thank you.
So as I was going through a really rough time in my life, journaling really saved me from doing things that I might have done that would be harmful to myself or others, because I had a lot of anger inside of me. And journaling was a way for me to be able to take whatever I was feeling and put it on the paper. And lo and behold, through all this time that happened, that I was journaling from fear and anger and negativity, I watched it transform to positive things and gratitude for my circumstances and my situation, even though they were at many times during a period of time in my life that I was not myself, certainly not who I am today. Gratitude transformed my life. This whole thing with writing books and becoming a publisher happened, believe it or not, at the potter's wheel. I'm a ceramic artist. I'm a potter. And I have been doing that since high school. Right now, I'm in a different space, and my studio is packed up at the moment. But, I feel like every one of us gets a gift, sometimes more than one, a talent, sometimes more than one, that we are to use in order to be able to sustain us during the time that we're here on Earth. And so one day I was sitting at the potter's wheel, and I was having a conversation with God. And I said, so is this all there is? Is this all there is? You want me to make these beautiful things so people can beautify their homes? I realized that I'm to leave the planet a better place than it was, somehow beautify the planet, knowing that my presence was here. So is this what you want? And then I got in my spirit that I was to write a book. And I started this whole thing, and it was a journey from a ball of clay to a work of art. because, with God's hand on you, he actually transforms us, created us and transforms us into the work of art that we were created to be. And in that alone is huge amount of gratitude. So that book that I was assigned is in the works, and parts of it are out in the world today in various books, anthologies, and in a journal that I created some time ago. So I decided to give this writing thing a chance. And then I was working for someone who was a speaker. We were driving from Phoenix, Arizona to San Diego or Palm Springs for an event that she was holding. And on the phone, I was helping a women's organization leader, a woman who has an organization called Wake Up Women. I was helping her to get stories together for an anthology that she was putting together. This is the long way around, but it's important that you hear this. And I'm doing this, and the woman I was with said to me, "Teresa, what are you doing?" I said, "Well, I'm helping Karen to get her book together." She says, "Do you have your own publishing company?" I said, "No, I'm just doing it for her." She says, "Oh, no. You need to start your own publishing company, and I will be your first client." So that's how the publishing company started. And then I got a little tap on my shoulder for this Daily Gift book series. And the first one is, of course, a Daily Gift of Gratitude. And I collected stories from about 100 people around the world, and they're all contained in this book, Daily Gift of Gratitude. Yeah. And it is just one page a day. And there's things on the side here, to remind you to be thankful and grateful. And there's a lot of really good stories in here. There's many people who have taken adverse situations and turned them into living a grateful life. And each one is a story in itself. Yeah. So that's how it started.
That's beautiful. I have to say, I opened up the introduction, and there was a quote on the side of the introduction that says, "Take a second to think about how blessed you are today." And I thought, that's beautiful. But are you making fun of my Texas accent? Think about it, girl.
Think about it, girl. Yeah, no, I'm a Long Island girl, and my sister still sounds like Fran Drescher. So no, I'm not making fun of your Texas accent. You could easily make fun of my New York one, but that's funny.
I just thought that was really cute.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, so thank you for sharing that. So let me ask you this, and what is what do you feel is the number one aha that you got from, I'm just going to hone in on the gratitude because that's really what we're focused on today. What is the number one aha, the biggest aha you got from putting together the Daily Gift of Gratitude? You see, I've gotten a few. I got some pages marked in the book here.
And feel free to share whatever you like in there. The number one thing that I got from either practicing gratitude myself or the stories that were given to me so graciously to be put in this book, where there's gratitude, there can't be anxiety or fear or negativity. There, you kind of like live in a place of feeling good, feeling purposeful, feeling like everything comes together for whatever reason. In the back of the book, I said, gratitude and anxiety can't be present at the same time. When you focus on gratitude, anxiety loses its hold and the level of light in your life grows exponentially. And I believe that statement. I believe that because it happened for me. And I know other people who say when you focus on gratitude, everything else, all the light comes in and everything else that's dark goes away. And that's just the way that it is. We can't hold two emotions at the same time. So gratitude and being grateful and feeling good about who you are, what you do, how you be, and what your purpose is, Not that I'm every day writing about my purpose. I'm finding things to be grateful for in my journal every day, 3 things at least, in order to be able to keep me focused on what it is that I want rather than what I don't want. And I want to have that grateful, peaceful, whole feeling in every situation and circumstance.
So that reminds me, excuse me, and how could I forget? I usually start every meditation and healing circle with calling us into a circle. So if you don't mind, I'd like to take a minute and do that now and just
Absolutely.
invite, yeah, let's just invite everyone here to come into a circle and come into a circle sitting side by side, shoulder to shoulder, elbow to elbow, knee to knee, and coming together as one. And we bring all of our focus, our attention into the center of the circle. Just let everything else go and be here, be present, face forward with your eyes, ears, nose, mouth, with your heart, and with your belly, with your hara, the ball of energy at the front of your belly space. Just turn everything to face into the center of our circle. And together we call on our source in the name of the one most merciful, ever compassionate. We call on you. We ask you to send your essence of your pure divine light. Just imagine, perceive this light streaming into the center of our circle. This light is cleansing. It is purifying. The light is illuminating. It is awakening. And just imagine, feel this light streaming in, this pure divine light from your source. And just let this light surround you and feel this light penetrate through your pores and into your skin. Fill your entire being with pure divine light. And with your inhale, as you inhale, draw that light in through your pores all the way into the core of your body, the center of your body. And as you exhale, just drop down, land into your pelvic bowl, into your hips, and receive that light into your body. Invite every cell of your body to open and receive that pure divine light. Again, the light is cleansing. The light is purifying. The light is illuminating. The light is awakening. And more. All of that and more. Breathe it in, receive. Exhale, drop into your pelvic bowl and receive. Let it land. And again, together we call on our source in the name of the one most merciful, ever compassionate. We call on you. We ask you to send your essence of your unconditional love. Just imagine, perceive this pure, unconditional love streaming into the center of our circle, streaming in. And really let your heart center face toward the center of our circle. You have a funnel of energy that extends from the front of your heart space. Just let it face into this stream of pure divine light and unconditional love. And let it tip up slightly and catch that stream of love into the center of your heart. And let this heart center, this funnel, be like a breathing portal. As you inhale, draw this unconditional love into the center of your heart. And as you exhale, just let your exhale blow out any of the clutter, any of the tension, the constriction in your heart center. If you need to, you can do some tapping on your heart center to help to loosen up and release any of the clutter or constriction. As the poet Rumi says, your task is not to seek for love, but merely to seek and find all the barriers within yourself that you have built against them. And as you do, you release those blocks and barriers. And just let that love flow freely through your heart. And with your breath, with each breath, breathe it in deeper. all the way into the center. And you can take a minute and really upright your spine, lift your spine, elongate your spine, and lean as you land into your pelvic bowl, lean against your spine and feel that column of light that runs through the center of your body, through the top of your head, and all the way through your body vertically along the front of your spine, halfway front to back, halfway side to side, your central vertical core of energy in your body. And just upright your spine and lean into that vertical core and receive this pure divine light and unconditional love. And let your core be like a sponge and draw that in, absorb that water of pure unconditional love into the center of your body. And one more time, we call on our source. One more time in this second. In every second, we call on our source. We call on you in the name of the one most merciful, ever compassionate. We call on you. We ask you to send your essence of your eternal compassion. This is the pure compassion, the compassion that contains us, that holds us, that protects us, that nurtures us, that completely and totally accepts us as we are, who we are, shepherds us and guides us in every moment. And as you inhale in that pure divine light and unconditional love, excuse me, inhale into the core of your body. As you exhale, drop down, land into your pelvic bowl, and let your entire being rest into this ocean of eternal compassion. Let yourself be held in this love, this compassion. Feel yourself totally accepted as you are. There's nothing to be fixed first. Just be and let yourself be held in love and compassion. And let that seep in through all of your pores, into every cell of your body, all the way into your vertical core. Be and it is. Be and it is. Be and it is. Kun fayakun. Okay, and Teresa, would you have an invitation to our guests from this place to help them to connect with their hearts of gratitude? I'm putting you on the spot there.
So as you take in the beauty of what Deborah just said and the glorious light of the one who has the power to heal, to repair, to give and give and give to us, I invite you to just breathe in the concept and the feeling of gratitude. What are you grateful for this morning? Let it come into your mind. Let it rest in your heart. Let it become part of who you are. And take a breath and breathe that in. And feel the great comfort and the power of gratitude. You know, there's a quote out there that says, if the only prayer you ever said is thank you, it will be enough. So thank you for all that we are, for how we be, and for the opportunity for me to be here with all of you and share this experience, this delightful, divine experience with each and every one of you. Thank you.
Thank you. If I may read from the part that you wrote in this daily gift of gratitude.
Okay.
Teresa says, I often say gratitude is the key that unlocks the door to prosperity in every area of your life. Prosperity is not just about money. It is about goodness in all areas of your life. Physical, emotional, relational, spiritual, financial. Finding gratitude in these areas will improve your life in many ways. You'll always have enough, and because you are grateful, life will give you more. Oh, I want to turn specifically, if we can, to this holiday. We're in the holiday season, and this is the season where we tend to be really inundated with just, I mean, talk about bombarded, flashed messages in front of your face almost 24/7 of what you need to do, what you need to buy, what kind of table you need to set, what kind of experience you need to be having, all of that. And that can put so much pressure on us because we've just gotten into this beautiful heart space of gratitude. Teresa invited you to feel the gratitude in your heart. And so often that bombardment of messages and what we're supposed to, the supposed to's that our culture puts on us, takes us out of that space. And, it causes us to go into debt, to overstretch ourselves in every area of our lives. And we're putting ourselves into situations trying to be something that's not really true and honoring of what the heart and soul desire. So, Teresa, is there anything you'd like to say about how we can stay connected with this place as we're preparing for holidays?
Yes. So when we say we need, when we hear people say that we need to do things a certain way, that concept comes from a place of lack, and gratitude comes from a place of abundance. So as we prepare for this season, of holidays and giving, remember what the holidays are for, or what they represent to you, in a spirit, from a spiritual nature, from a place of already being whole and complete and not needing anything that is advertised on the television that will suddenly make your life whole. Things do not make your life whole. Concepts of things like gratitude, being grateful for what you have. When I have to go to when Jesus came into the world, he came in with nothing. When he left with nothing. We came in, each one of us, with nothing, and we left. We will leave with nothing but our soul, our hearts, and our experiences that we have. So my question to you during this time is, what kind of experience do you want to have? What do you want to take away from this holiday season that will have filled you up rather than cluttered your closets? What do you want to take away that will fill you, like good conversations that will make a difference in your life, rather than worrying about how many pies are on the table or whether you did it right? And stay out of the judgment, stay out of the things that make you feel bad about yourself, and instead bring in the emotions of feeling good and enjoying the company of those you love during this time period. All those things will pass away. You, in this moment and in each moment as we face this hustle and bustle of what the holiday season brings, can take a breath and just experience all the goodness. And for those people who come into your life and you want to say you should or you have to or whatever, bless and release them, and don't take on anything that belongs to them and not to you. Instead, look at each situation through the eyes of gratitude, knowing that you've had that experience that has made a difference to you and ultimately will make a difference to them as well. So during this time of hustle and bustle and busy and have to have and gonna need and blah, 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 let it be all of that, like the Charlie Brown, blah, 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 and just stay in gratitude.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. So from this place of gratitude, why don't we take a minute now and just really, I like to invite people to just be face to face with your sources. If Teresa mentioned earlier, talking to God, So let yourself be face to face and heart to heart with the light of your source in that conversation from the depths of your heart, from this place of gratitude, from this place of love, from this place of compassion, from this bathing in the light. And just turn everything you have to be face to face with your source. Let that light shine into the depths of your heart. What is in your heart that your heart truly desires to experience in this holiday season? What is it that your heart desires? What is it that your soul needs to really find meaning and fulfillment in this holiday season? And just take a moment to breathe into your heart center. You can put your hands over your heart if you'd like, but breathe into that space. And feel it. And let it drop deep into your heart. What is the desire that will bring fulfillment and meaning to your holiday? If you have a pen and paper, you can take a minute and write that down. Really let yourself feel it all the way into the core of your body. And when you feel this, again, let your heart bow in gratitude. For this gift that is being poured into you, that is being awakened from within you, that is here for you. Remember a couple of weeks ago, we talked about intention. Intention is what gives meaning to our actions. So use this to set an intention for your holiday season. Intention is what gives meaning to your actions, and intend that this inform your actions as you're preparing for the holiday season. Teresa, we talked about 3 things 2 weeks ago, 3 things. Intention is what gives meaning to your actions. Interpretation, right? Upon reflection, your interpretation of whatever bloomed upon your pathway during that, as you followed that intention, the interpretation of it is what gives meaning to your life. And gratitude is what, how did we say about gratitude? In a moment of forgetting, we said, gratitude,
Great.
yes, that when we truly take account and give gratitude for what we've received, this is, counting the blessings. That's what really like integrates the blessings into our bodies. And so we really receive the gifts and become the gifts. And that gratitude is what, just helps us to blossom in the gifts that we're given. Just as you mentioned on your, when you received that message about writing a book, and you have a daily journal practice of gratitude. It's that's a way of receiving that into your vessel, so that you are becoming more and more of the gifts of that gratitude that you're bringing and welcoming into. There's a saying by one of the Sufi teachers that says, you don't actually receive your blessings until you've counted them. To really count them, take account of them, and give that gratitude for them. It's like that's really bringing them in. So that was our third point. So in this time of gratitude, set that intention. And Teresa, would you like to share with us a gratitude practice? You could even and those listening can even follow along, how to take this intention and this gratitude for this gift that's coming in and like put it into action, perhaps through a daily journaling practice or somehow connecting.
Yeah. So for all of the listeners today, journaling is my daily in the morning. That's the first thing that I do. I have coffee with God in the morning. Me and my journal have coffee with God in the morning. So as soon as I get my coffee, I sit down and I start thinking about, and I'll read something. I'll either read something from a book similar to Daily Gift of Gratitude, or from the Bible, or some spiritual readings, whatever I have, and I have them around me. So keep words that have meaning to you around you, so you can use them as a resource to find what you're grateful for in any given moment. Gratitude is, a lot of people say, well, what are we grateful for? What do you mean, what am I grateful for? What do you have? Not necessarily physically. How do you feel about you, and what exactly you might be grateful for in terms of people in your life, experiences that you've had, not necessarily things that you have. So when you get started, it is natural to say things like, I'm grateful for the roof over my head. I'm grateful for food in the closet, in the pantry. I'm grateful for a warm bed at night. And there are a lot of people who don't have those things, so what do they find to be grateful for? They find the opportunity to be grateful for any given moment, when someone is kind to them, when someone has given them hope, when someone has, even stopped to say hello. Want to find gratitude? Make a phone call to somebody who's been on your heart, who you haven't talked to in a while, and watch where that conversation goes and how you feel afterward. You will feel so grateful that you picked up the phone and made that call to that person, and they will have been grateful to have received the call. So, this situation, I'll tell you in a second, puts gratitude into perspective. I was at someone's home, someone who's been in my life for a long time, and there was a lot of bickering and nonsense going on, and I was feeling in my body that I really had to get out of the space, because I was physically being assaulted by the words that were going on between them. Not anything to do with me, just what was going on between them. And I said, stop. I made everybody shut up. And I said, stop. Tell me one thing that you're grateful for. Just one thing. Because when you put an interruption in there, and I love what you did with the intention, and what you said about intention gives meaning to your actions. Okay. So my intention at that moment was to stop the pain that was being thrown around by virtue of the words. Right. And then you say interpretation gives meaning to your life. Okay. So the interpretation that I had was, they were like lost in the middle of whatever BS was going on. Now, BS can stand for the normal thing that you hear, and BS also stands for belief system in my world. So what's coming out of your mouth is what you believe. And if you're getting all kinds of nonsense coming out of your mouth, you better turn it around and find something else that's gonna feed goodness into what you believe, rather than take things away. So in one breath, I'm not grateful for anything, she said. And I said, really? I said, what about the roof over your head? And I gave it the simple things that I just told you that most people start with. What about the children that you birthed? What about the man that loves you? What about the grandchildren that you have? Are you grateful for all of them? Oh, I didn't think of that. In the moment when the words are flying around and the hurt is happening with other people, if you can stop yourself and just say these words, what am I grateful for in this moment? In this moment. And in that case, she was grateful she could stop and listen to something different, and has adopted her own gratitude practice. Now, I want to talk about one thing that as far as gratitude is concerned, a lot of people do a lot of things on the computer. Like if I say it's a gratitude practice, and you start on the computer and you make a Word document or whatever, and you're going to write your gratitude. that's fine. For me, and this goes with taking things from your mind and bringing them into your heart, they have to transfer, they have to travel through your body. For me, the art of writing, the movement of your hand involves your entire body in getting the message that you want to say to yourself, especially what you're grateful for, or something, some experience that you want to write about or whatever. I have always journaled pen to paper because it helps the transition of getting stuff out of your mind, and it transmutes itself on the page because it goes through your heart in the meantime, and it has no choice but to morph into something better. And gratitude is the key that unlocks the door to abundance in every area of your life. And when I'm going to go to Sermon on the Mount, because one of the things that is the major gift to me was the realization of what actually happened with those 5 loaves and 2 fish. When Jesus was speaking to the crowds and the apostles wanted to send them away to go get something to eat, he said, "You feed them." And they only found a little boy's lunch, 5 little barley loaves and 2 fish. And they gave him to Jesus, and he said, and all he did was lift them up and say thank you, and it multiplied exponentially, fed the 5,000 with 12 baskets left. So I hear Dallas Jenkins in the back of my head. Our job is not to feed the masses, but to just bring our loaves and fish. So what do you have? What are you gifted with that you can take with? And I'm not talking about big gifts like how you're going to make your life and everything. What little thing do you have today within yourself that could be transformed into something huge for someone else and yourself in the meantime, because it affects everyone.
Yeah, that is beautiful. That is beautiful. I love that. And it's bringing what you have in gratitude and saying thank you that multiplies. I get that message, and that's beautiful. So that's beautiful, because we were just tapping into what is it that your heart desires to have for this holiday season. So why don't we take this into that next step? Now, as you move into this holiday season and you're going wherever you're going, you're going to be with whoever you're going to be with. You're going to, have whatever expectations you feel are there. As Teresa said earlier, let those expectations go of what, how many presents that people think you're supposed to show up with, or what kind of table you're supposed to set, or anything like that. And really tap into that gift in your heart, that desire, that intention in your heart. And just imagine yourself bringing this, and feel yourself bringing this into that holiday situation, carrying this with you through the holidays in gratitude. Lift it up and say thank you. Lift it up and say thank you directly to your source. And take a moment and breathe it in. Just breathe in that connection, that light. And let that gift just see what wants to be magnified and multiplied from within you. And stay in your body with it. Stay in your body and let your body be filled up. Let your body be filled with this gift and filled to overflowing. Right? Your lunch kit that contains the 5 loaves and the 2 fish, or whatever that may be. And let your body be the lunch kit, be the vessel. And let those gifts be filled. Be one of the remaining 12 baskets that's overflowing after everyone's still been fed. It's still overflowing after everyone's been fed. Like, let that gift be multiplied within you to overflowing. And be in your body, be who you are given to be. Breathe it all the way into the core. Drop down, land into your pelvic bowl. Really let it anchor into your body. Be who you are. And as you move through this holiday season, let these gifts overflow from you. Let this vibration with the vibration of gratitude, just emanate from your being, and it will touch everyone around you, and it will change the expectations that people have of you when you show up with something that is more true to what the hearts and souls really want. Be, and it is. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. And Teresa, would you mind if there was another thing I marked in here that I would like to read that I think would might touch some hearts for
Absolutely.
people going into the holiday season.
Mm-hmm.
This is from um, Jess Caroline, and it says, "Choose wisely, Mama." It's in the Daily Gift of Gratitude, Teresa's book, and uh, page 171 if you have the book. "Choose Wisely, Mama" by Jess Caroline. It says, "Choose family dinner over sports practice and silence over noise. Choose talking over television and creativity over toys. Choose intentional over on the go. Explore books and recipes and be present as they grow. Choose simplicity and don't make plans. Take walks instead of pictures. Ditch your phones and hold their hands. Reject the pull to be busy. It's easy to let stuff fill the day. Instead of keeping them on schedule, teach them how to pray. At first, the days seem long, but the minutes start moving fast. The world tells us to keep busy, but many look longingly at the past. Don't let this time slip through your fingers with daily plans and schedules. Make the messes and take your time because this season is here to stay. Learn that doing more doesn't make you better. Free yourself from plans and be an influence your child will remember. And remember that we are all children in the eyes of God. That's something my teacher used to say. We talk about all these things for the children, and we are all children in the eyes of God. So this applies to ourselves, to our peers, to our loved ones, to everyone in our communities and in our families, including the children. As we interact with each other through the season, Teresa was talking about not getting caught in the hustle and bustle, but really being with what matters, what creates the longing memories, the long lasting memories, and what gives us fulfillment in our hearts. And so I really appreciated this as I had several pages marked and things I thought I'd share today from the book. And then when I was doing my meditation this morning, I just, made that prayer, show me what will best help us today with today's intention. And I opened straight to that one and I thought, this is perfect. So I invite you as you go forward in this holiday season to remember this feeling, this overflowing feeling of gratitude. As Teresa said, be the vessel that shows up with your gifts in holding them up and saying thank you. Let them be multiplied within you so that you become that walking emanation of the gifts that are here for you to share, that you're given within your vessel to be and to emanate and to overflow and to share the beauty, the love, and the gratitude, the gifts of what you are and who you are, and bring that that love to everyone you touch on the way to to and through and about your holiday season. There was another one in here that a quote in there that you had too about that um, life happens through you, not to you, but through you, which I really
Mhm.
appreciated. So let it happen through you and stay aligned with that the gifts and the gratitude for the gifts. So
And to
Teresa,
that I say amen.
yeah,
Amen.
yeah.
I think,
Any last words you'd like to leave for, or I'm sorry, go ahead.
mhm. What I would like to say in conclusion is be present, be present, physically present. It's about being present in the moment, not the presence that you actually give to people. Because in being present in the moment, that is the gift that you give to them, gift of yourself, and being grateful for the time that you spend with your family, your friends, and whomever during the holiday season. And if wherever possible, if there's someone or something, some charity that you can support by giving of your presence, like being at maybe a soup. One year I went to a soup kitchen with my son and, just helped people to get a meal. And, and they were so, so, so grateful that there were helping hands to bring it about. And it's the little things that bring great gratitude to your heart. So focus on the little things this season and live in gratitude throughout the entire period of time that consumes us during this last month of the year. So, Deborah, I'm grateful for you for bringing me here today to share with your people, your circle, your community, the concept of gratitude. Be grateful for every little thing that comes your way, good, bad, and otherwise. Because when you bring gratitude to any situation, it transmutes the experience to something good that you can learn from, that you will remember throughout your life, and then ultimately be able to share that with someone else and lift them up when they are in their time of need. So through the holiday season, bring gratitude to all you are and all you be, and to all the people that you will experience during this time.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I love that. And I have to share one other thing that uh you'll love this, Teresa. I was on on the group here has heard me say this, I think last week or the week before, but there was uh, during the California wildfires, there was several houses burning down, this huge inferno, and the newscaster was interviewing this man across the street in front of his house. It was his house is burning down. And oh my gosh, you know how they do. How do you feel about what's happening, with the wildfires? And just points to his house and he, lifts his hands with a big smile and he says, the only difference between a disaster and an adventure is attitude. And I'm on an
Mm,
adventure now. So
I
I'll
love
leave
that.
I'll leave it with that as you find yourself on a heading into a disaster. Remember the only difference between if something goes south on your holiday dinner table, as can so often happen. Just remember the only difference between a disaster and an adventure is attitude. And like Teresa did, say, "Oh, hold, stop. Let's talk about what we're grateful for here and shift the trajectory." All right. And with that, I thank you so very much. I am going to open for Q&A, which means we'll be ending the recording. If you're on Facebook, there's a link there that you can click to join us on. It'll take you to the website. You can see how to join us by phone or by computer, and you can participate in the Q&A either way. Or discussion. If you are listening to the recording, you're invited to join us live on Sundays at 10 a.m. U.S. Eastern Time, 7 a.m. U.S. Pacific Time. You can find information for joining us live at communityforconsciousliving.com, communityforconsciousliving.com. While you're there, be sure to sign up to receive the reminders and the replays. When you do, you receive 2 free gifts. One is a one sheet that is 10 spiritual principles of our human existence to remind us of who we are, why we're here, what this earth journey is about, to help us to keep things in perspective and stay aligned with gratitude. And the other thing is a 15-minute downloadable guided meditation that I hope you'll download and make a part of your daily practice to help you to be aligned with that pure divine light, unconditional love, and eternal compassion that is the core of your being. All right, and with that, I thank you very much. I'm ending now and opening for Q&A. Come on over and join us.